Hey there, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to automate your connection from LinkedIn to HubSpot using Surfe. If you haven't heard of Surfe before, this is definitely one tool you won't want to skip over. If you haven't seen my previous video on lead generation, I'll put a link in the description and on the screen here so you can check out how I actually generate leads automated and using these tools to be as productive as possible. When you're doing large volume of activity, every click counts. So this is definitely one tool that will help save you a lot of time on your clicking around and being very productive with HubSpot. So to get started, you'll want to register for Surfe. I've got a link in the description that'll take you over to this free trial page. Once you're set up, it will connect you to your LinkedIn account. So make sure you select your primary LinkedIn account that you use for your lead generation or your interactions with HubSpot. There's a couple of steps that you'll want to pay attention to that's made this really productive for me. Once you're set up in your account, you'll need to connect HubSpot, and there's a couple of steps that you'll want to follow for that. So the first step is heading over to the app marketplace, looking for the Surfe app to integrate into your HubSpot. Once you've got Surfe account set up, you can add this and that will authenticate the platform to HubSpot. The next step that you'll want to do, and before I take you back to Surfe to show you a couple more things in there, one of the things that I've done is I created a custom property in my contact records called LinkedIn URL. And the reason why I've done that is, as you'll see, it's very simple to set up a single line text contact property. This is the label I've given it. It's a single line text field. It sits in the group contact information. And I have it showing up in forms, pop-up forms, and bots. One of the things with HubSpot, of course, is it kind of relies on an email address or a phone number to do your contacting with. So when you head over to your contacts and you open up one of them, in order to initiate a message or a phone call, you have to have the person's contact number or email address. In a lot of cases with LinkedIn, you don't end up with the email address. And to save some time, I've added this LinkedIn URL field here. And so that when I add a contact from LinkedIn using Surfe, I end up getting their LinkedIn URL. And that saves me a lot of time to get back to their LinkedIn profile when I'm messaging them. And so to display this field here, sorry, this is in the way here. So on the left-hand side, when you go into HubSpot, you'll see that you've got your properties, your contact properties on the left. And what I did is I added that LinkedIn one in my view, and then I just kind of dragged it up because it normally sits at the bottom. So I dragged it up to this position. And then when I'm looking at the contact, I can just quickly pop open their LinkedIn profile. So I don't have to do any sort of copying and pasting, and I can just continue and head over to the messaging board for that contact. So in order to do that, in Surfe, under the property mappings, once you've got HubSpot connected, so I just scroll down here and I'm looking for the LinkedIn fields, and it just happens to have the identifiers, the URL, and I copied this as the same label that appears in my HubSpot. So basically in here, it'll automatically pull all your fields, including the custom ones that you've added. believe it shows up in this list somewhere. It should. And maybe because I've already added it, it's not showing it to me. So and as I create those two identifiers, and that maps Surf to HubSpot, so that when I add a contact into HubSpot from here, it will automatically copy and fill in those fields for me. So I don't have to do any copying and pasting. Definitely saves a lot of time. Highly recommend following that step. And then once you've got Surf set up, you'll see the sidebar open, or window here that you can always open. And you've got in your Chrome extensions, you have also added Surf as well. So when you open the Chrome extension, in here you can open your dashboard and takes you directly to the Surf dashboard. And then another service that I also subscribe to is Hunter. And so Hunter, if you don't have an account with Hunter, just check the link in the bio description of the video. It will go and look for the email and phone number for that person. So that also helps when you're trying to get the contact information for that lead. And I'll show you where that appears as well. So if you head over to LinkedIn, once you've got Surf set up and you've got all your connections set up with HubSpot, the next thing you'll see, and you'll notice when you're in a LinkedIn profile, user profile, that this box appears here. And what this allows you to do has been overlaid by LinkedIn, by Surf, and you can add that contact to your CRM directly from here. So if I do that, it will add that person into my HubSpot CRM instantly. So if I head back to my contacts, you'll see that that person has now been added here. There she is. It actually did find the email address right away, so I have their email address. One of the things that I'm still trying to figure out, of course, is the assignment to get it to assign to the right contact owner. And a couple more things that you can do without going back to HubSpot is, of course, you can change the assignment directly from here to the contact owner. And you can see that it found the email address. I'm going to go to a different person just to show you. Let's see, find somebody that I'm not connected with yet. So sometimes you get the pop-up and it'll ask you which role you want to assign this account to. So sometimes I'm just looking for the specific company that's relevant to the contact that I'm adding. So in this particular case, I just picked one. And I wanted to show you this email and phone number field where it has this icon here where you can actually trigger to look for the person's email and phone number. So now in this case, it's using the Hunter to try and gather that information. And sometimes it finds it, sometimes it doesn't. But if it does find it, it'll actually add it here and it'll sync it to your CRM records as well. So in this case, it did find it. A couple more things that you can do right from here. One of my favorites, of course, is tasks, because when you're working with leads, you do have to set yourself reminders. So I'll use this. Just create a follow-up. Once I've created that, it'll be appearing here. You can modify it, or you can check it as done, or you can remove it. So those are the main features that I usually like to demonstrate. There's a lot of new things that are being added all the time. I think one of the main ones that is also very helpful in the messaging area of LinkedIn. There's a couple of things that'll show up here. One, this is new, so you can add the contact to HubSpot right from here without having to flip over to their profile page. Another one that I use a lot of course, is templates. So if you have messages that you reply to and the content is fairly similar all the time, you can use these templates. You can edit them right from here. You can color code them. You can insert placeholders. So there's lots of automated tasks that you can implement with these templates. And once you insert a template, it autofills the name, which is kind of nice. And you can access them right from these squiggly bars at the bottom here. You just pop up and select the template you want to use for messaging. All right, so that's in a nutshell how you can automate some of these steps with LinkedIn and HubSpot. Again, check the description for some additional details. If you want some additional training or help setting up Surfe, I'm available anytime. Just look for the calendar icon link at the bottom in the description, and you can schedule some time with me and I can help you walk through some of the setup. And it was always helpful to have some of these steps automated. So I know that if you have it, you'll appreciate the time you'll save. So I'd definitely like to help anybody else out if you can have the need for adding some of these automations into your lead management. Again, thank you, and watch for some future videos on how I'm helping with lead generation and automation. Thank you.